Who's the hot mess now?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things in the MCU that make no sense.
I'm not for sale.
For this list, we'll be looking at some of the things in the MCU that just don't make any sense. There are many of these. Which of these did we leave out? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Tony Stark's Recklessness. Iron Man 3. Tony Stark is a smart guy, right? Not when cinematic drama is required, apparently. In Iron Man 3, everyone's favorite MCU film, right? Tony Stark makes an uncharacteristic and rash decision. He publicly declares his home address and basically invites the bad guys over for a fight.
And on the off chance you're a man, here's my home address. 10880 Malibu Point, 90265. I'll leave the door unlocked.
This, of course, results in disaster as his home is attacked by helicopters, with Pepper Potts and Agent Hansen inside.
Do we need to worry about that?
Thankfully, everyone makes it out alive. The entire thing is completely out of character for the normally highly intelligent techno-genius. The only explanation here is that the film required a catalyst for disaster, and this was the only way they could come up with.
First off, I'm so sorry I put you in harm's way. That was selfish and stupid, and it won't happen again.
Number 9. No solo film team-ups. Various. So, an awful lot of characters in the MCU have their own films or series, aside from their group appearances. The question is, why don't they ever call each other to help out when they're really in the weeds? Sure, we know that each character deserves the spotlight, but don't they have phones? When Thor is defending the universe from the evil Malekith, why doesn't he give Cap or Hulk a call?
Your universe was never meant to be. Your world and your family will be extinguished!
The Avengers team up for evil robots and citywide flying slug infestations, but not a serious danger to the universe? Nah, Thor can handle it. What about when Matt Murdock and his buddies were trying to prevent New York City from basically caving in?
Danny, light it up. Now.
No other superheroes were aware of this? Number 8. Tony Stark's glasses. Spider-Man Far From Home. There are quite a few plot holes in the MCU, but we tend to forgive them because the movies are just so darn good. In Spider-Man Far From Home, Peter Parker receives a pair of glasses that were left to him by the late Tony Stark.
Stark left these for you.
Really?
The glasses respond to only Parker and can access any and all technology. Peter, however, is a little young to be wielding such power. Cue that with great power line if you must. Parker himself knows this, and thus entrusts the glasses to Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio.
He'd want you to have them.
Waiting for confirmation.
Confirm. Welcome to the Avengers.
However, when he relinquishes all power to Beck, the glasses should only respond to Beck, right? Apparently not, as Peter commands the bifocals to cease Beck's operations without issue.
Shall I execute all cancellation protocols?
Do it! Execute them all!
Confirmed.
Number 7. Dangerous books left out in the open. Doctor Strange. Imagine there was a large, mysterious book that held secrets to the incredibly dangerous world of time manipulation.
Time manipulation. Bingo.
You'd think it would be challenging to get a hold of something like that. Well, in Doctor Strange, the rarest and most dangerous books, such as the Book of Cagliostro, are kept in the library at Camartage, under some weak, easily released chains.
This one's got pages missing.
Someone like Caecilius was able to easily waltz in and casually take what he needed for his evil plan. If the Ancient One is so ancient and wise, you'd think the books would be kept under some sort of mystical lock and key. Or at least a locker with one of those expensive combination locks? Number 6. Thor's weakness, Thor Ragnarok. Ah, the mighty Thor, god of thunder. Taken down by electricity? Thor Ragnarok is a great film, and we're big fans, but there is one glaring issue that irks us. Throughout the film, Thor is regularly knocked out by electricity. When he first gets to Sakaar, he is downed by a net infused with electricity that appears to electrocute him. Then Valkyrie shows up and electrocutes him again, knocking him out.
Thank you.
This happens a few times in the film. It all seems a little illogical, as Thor can create lightning, yet is easily rendered unconscious with a little shock therapy. By this logic, could a regular person take him on with some woolly socks and a rug?
Wow, I didn't hear any thunder, but out of your fingers, was that like sparkles?
Number 5. Tony Stark calls it quits twice, but not really. Iron Man 3 and Avengers Age of Ultron. At the conclusion of Iron Man 3, Tony Stark destroys his suits and all but resigns, claiming he will scale down his superhero life. He even gets surgery to remove the shrapnel surrounding his heart, no longer needing the arc reactor in his chest. However, at the start of Age of Ultron, Tony's back in the saddle without qualms, and has even continued to build new, innovative suits, including the Hulkbuster. At the end of Ultron, he quits again.
It's time for me to tap out. Maybe I should take a page out of Barton's book. Build Pepper a farm, hope nobody blows it up.
The simple life.
But don't worry, he's back in the suit for Civil War. The question is, after all that has happened as a result of his technology, why did Tony Stark continue to make suits?
Where'd that come from?
It's nanotech, you like it?
It basically renders his earlier story arc and character choices obsolete. Number 4. The fate of the Multiverse Villains, Spider-Man No Way Home. So, Spider-Man No Way Home is awesome, and we all love it. But there is one question that remains unanswered, and it's bothering us.
But we can't just send them home to die.
It's their fate. You can't change that any more than you can change who they are.
After all Tom Holland's Spider-Man's efforts to save the lives of the multiverse villains, did he really save them? The problem is this: the villains are cured, but they will return to the exact point which they were extracted.
You're insane.
God, I love it here.
What are you talking about?
There is no mention of time travel, which would prove necessary to prevent the deaths of a couple. Namely, there's Dr. Octopus, who was extracted while being crushed by a huge device and drowned. When he returns, will he not still be drowning? Only this time with a sound mind? Isn't that worse? Number 3. Aisha's Army, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. In Guardians 2, the team kills a giant creature after being hired to do so by the sovereign leader, Aisha.
I thought your thing was a sword.
We've been hired to stop an interdimensional beast from feeding on those batteries, and I'm gonna stop it with a sword.
The creature seeks powerful Anulax batteries kept by the sovereign. Aisha tells the Guardians that she won't send her own people in to do such dirty work because the sovereign people are superior and are not expendable.
We thank you, Guardians, for putting your lives on the line. We could not risk the lives of our own sovereign citizens.
However, when Rocket steals the batteries for himself and is found out, Aisha sends a bunch of killer drones after the Guardian ship.
We're not killing anyone. All those ships are remotely piloted.
Why didn't she use these drones to kill the creature? That way, she wouldn't have risked her precious army, and she would have prevented her batteries from being in the vicinity of a bunch of guns for hire. She could easily have cut out the middleman here. Number 2. Timeline implications, Spider-Man Homecoming. Math nerds everywhere will be appalled at this next one. The Avengers, the first film, took place in the present day, at the time, which was in the year 2012. Spider-Man: Homecoming took place after the events of 2012, making it 2020. Right? Not quite. Spider-Man's character was around for the events of Infinity War in 2018, thus making it impossible for Homecoming to be taking place after Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame.
What?
So lame.
No, wait.
Confused? So are we. Marvel CEO Kevin Feige has denied the error. However, Infinity War co-director Joe Russo has claimed that it was, in fact, an error, calling it a very incorrect 8 years.
That is false.
What did I tell you about using the bell for comedic purposes?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Thanos willingly gives the Mind Stone to Loki. The Avengers. This one is definitely odd and has garnered a number of complex fan theories. In the first Avengers film, Loki invades Earth with the use of a scepter containing the Mind Stone.
He is ready to lead. And our force, our Chitauri, will follow.
Where did he get this scepter? Why, Thanos gave it to him, of course. This seems a little off, as Thanos' only plan later on is to get all of the stones for himself. As mentioned, some fans have come up with theories. One such theory posits that Thanos' actions were all part of the greater plan, as it distracted the Asgardians from Nidavellir so he could go get the gauntlet forged.
What happened here?
You were supposed to protect us. Asgard was supposed to protect us!
Despite this, it still seems odd that he would entrust the stone to the god of mischief, of all people.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.